Hey everybody, welcome to today's player meeting for the Dave Pittner Memorial. My name is Scott Pitner. I am the tournament director for this event. We have 19 people currently watching. Hopefully some more will be joining. We are recording everything now so that if people are not able to join with us live, we will have this available to watch at a later time. So, welcome again. This is a split day tournament happening in Shanahan on Saturday and Sunday. Upper divisions are playing on Saturday, lower divisions are playing on Sunday. Most of the information that will be shared will be the same for either day. Really, when it comes down to it, the only difference is what divisions are playing and then which layout you're playing. So as long as sound looks like sound is functioning, so we'll kind of dive in and get going. Don't expect this to take too terribly long, and hopefully we can get you back on your evening soon. So first of all, it's called the Dave Pittner Memorial. Dave Pittner is the name of my father, who passed away 14 years ago now. He actually passed away the same day I ran my very first disc golf tournament. That was a crazy day, to say the least. March 3rd, 2007, and I'm sure he would have liked to have come and participated in some of these tournaments because he had just gotten into disc golf and was really enjoying it. We have the Firemen Patch to represent that he was a fireman, volunteer fireman for the Barrington Fire Department for 10 years from about 1982 to 1992. And so everyone will be receiving, as part of their player pack, I'm wearing one right now. It's got our store's logo on the front, and then the logo that you see on your screen will be on the back of your on the back of your shirts. We do have lots of color choices, and it will be first come first serve on those choices. I do apologize if you hear a lot of background noise. I am trying my best to make sure that you're just listening to me right now. So again, I want to welcome all of you and say thank you. There will be two of us out on the course, 2 to 3 of us out on the course, helping serve everyone for this weekend. And the way it's going to work, first of all, I guess we should talk about just overall kind of COVID restrictions and things like that. That's why we're doing 2 rounds of tee times on Saturday, and then the other divisions are also, doing 2 rounds of tee times on Sunday. All of those tee times will be posted on the PDGA website within about a half hour after we finish this players meeting here, so you will want to go check that out now. I held off on posting all the tee times now because we've had a number of last minute changes from people either needing to cancel or modify or something along those lines, and so I didn't want to assign tee times and then have to tell people, well, hold on, we need to make a change. So with that said, the ask will be that you don't check in at Tournament Central until about a half hour before no sooner than a half hour before your tee time. And we will have we'll have a basket set up so that you can do some practicing. I believe the practice basket is still out there, and you can also use that one for your warm-ups. And then tee times will be beginning at 7:30 a.m. We project that everyone will have teed off. They go every 8 minutes after that, and then we project everyone will have teed off shortly before 11 a.m. The second round will be right on the heels within current projections around 30 to 45 minutes after that final first round tee card goes off. So please make sure that when you are completed with your round that you return to Tournament Central quickly to turn in your scorecards and to make sure you go enjoy your lunch, because the people that teed up at 7:30 will be looking to tee off immediately afterwards and get going. So there's a couple of notes with that as well. We will be offering live scoring. There will be paper scorecards available and will be handed out. In fact, we're going to hand out the paper scorecards to the first person that checks in for a particular tee time. At that check-in time, we will give, if you are an AM player, we will give you your $15 gift certificate player pack, and then you'll also get a shirt, and then all of the pros, you are also receiving a shirt. There is no additional player pack on top of that, but you are all receiving an event shirt. As far as how the second round will go with the tee times, so what we're going to try to do, we're not going to be able to do a complete reshuffle of the entire division for the larger divisions, but we are going to do, what we're going to try to do is to take maybe 2 cards and shuffle up those 2 cards at a time, and so that way there's at least some sort of shuffle so that you can be competing against people that shot similarly to you first round. But because of the nature of tee times and trying to get everyone through in 2 rounds on a single day, when I have, let's see, pros would be 24. There's 24 open players, which means that there's 6 different tee times. So that's across 48 minutes worth of times where they're starting at. So we're not going to make everyone wait that extra 48 minutes so that we can get it all shuffled up. And but we are going to try to do like 2 cards at a time and possibly do a shuffle. What we will do as well is, as the cards will come in, we will try to notify you to look at approximately what your next tee time will be, and then we will be updating that information on the PDGA website as quickly as you can. And it's just keep checking back on the PDGA website while you're off on your lunch, and you should get a confirmation of your next round tee time. But we want to make sure that everyone gets their 1 hour of required lunch break. I want to mention, as of right now, the forecast is looking fairly decent. There were some threats of evening rain on Sunday. Now there's a chance of the rain is currently out of the forecast for Sunday, but there's a chance for scattered showers on Saturday. This is a rain or shine event. The only chance that we would delay things is if there is lightning in the area. But right now it's not calling for any thunderstorms, it's just calling for potential scattered showers. And so it should be nothing that really will delay us. But in the event that we do have to have any kind of weather delay, we will blow a horn 3 times to indicate the poor weather to get everyone off the course. We also have the ability to send live notes out to anyone doing live scorekeeping. It will send a message to anyone that is logged in with the scorekeeping, and we will do an update that way to notify you to get off of the course. So, as far as consider putting the higher rated players at least on the 2 cards that would be shuffled. So it's going to be 100% based on the scores. So for those 2 cards that get shuffled, so in essence, that would be the people that got the 2 better rated, or whoever got the better rated rounds the first round would then be paired up against each other. The first round will be random. We don't do any custom pairings of folks because there's just no way to manage that. If someone's like, hey, I want to play with my buddy, all that stuff like that, we just we can't accommodate that. As far as moving on to player pack, we already talked about a little bit. But this is important to know. So the trophy ceremonies and handing out of all of your trophies will happen at the course. If anyone is playing pro and you are receiving cash for your payouts, we will be doing a PayPal payout to you that night, and that way you can, while we're not handing you cash immediately, it will at least be in your PayPal account that night. We're going to do the same for the 50/50 CTP, the ACE fund, and things like that. The merchandise, my store, for those of you that have not been to my store, is just shy of 10 minutes away from the course. You just hop on, I believe it's 4 miles, somewhere around there. You just hop on the expressway, and it's the next exit, and we're right off of Route 59. So while all of the trophy ceremonies will take place at the course, anyone that wants to redeem their payouts for the AMs, you'll have the ability to come to our store and browse everything that way. The cool thing is that by doing that, we have even more here on display, especially if you are interested in board games or any of the other products that we offer on top of disc golf. You can browse the entire selection here in the store, and you can choose to do that. If you don't know when you're going to be able to come to the store or anything like that, if things are getting late, we can give you a payout card that you can then use to redeem the next time you stop in, or you can come and contact us online, something like that, and we can handle things like that. So absolutely, yeah. If you like Pokemon, you can absolutely use your winnings and player pack to pick up Pokemon cards. So all of the AMs, like I said, will receive a $15 merchandise voucher, as well as their T-shirt. And then there will be additional payouts. There will not be. I know a lot of you know me from iOS events and things like that. We are not going to be running any additional like second round, hot round, or CTPs, anything like that. We are just going to put that straight into payouts, and essentially the shirt kind of took over what those prizes looked like. As far as the some other things, we will have snacks, drinks, water. We'll have minis, towels. The essentials will be out and available for sale at the course, but everything else will be available at the store. We don't anticipate anyone finishing before the afternoon, so we're probably just going to have normal store hours opening at 11 o'clock. I might have someone on call in case someone needs to get something from the store earlier on. But again, because of COVID, and this is essentially our local course, we're giving this a go, and hopefully you can come in and find some cool stuff. All right. The actual, I will also say, if you're planning on coming to the store for your payouts to be redeemed afterwards, we will be doing an electronic format for your payout. Instead of giving you a physical card, we'll just tell you go to the store. We'll give you directions there if you need them, and my wife will be here at the store, and you just tell her your name, and she'll tell you how much you've won. We'll be able to look it up at the event too and tell you how much you won if you're interested to know ahead of time, so that way you can go and pick it up. And just treat them like gift cards. They do not expire. You can pick it up at any time, and I do recommend getting a physical card if you don't plan on redeeming it if you don't plan on stopping by the store that day. It just helps us with the logistics and everything like that. Excuse me. One additional person is allowed to attend with you on the course, but we would ask for no more than one person. Again, please try to follow what the PDGA requires or requests with the overall restrictions with COVID. Maintain distance and things like that while out on the course. But thankfully things are starting to look up. I know starting tomorrow, the governor is moving the state of Illinois into the Phase 4 bridge plan, I believe it's called, where they're updating where 100 people can be gathered in groups and things like that. And I believe the CDC also just released a notification that if you have received your vaccination, that they are no longer requiring masks. So I don't know what Illinois has taken on that as far as that stance is gone, but that is where we currently are in the state of this world. Okay, so now let's move on to talk about what you're actually going to be doing for course play. Before I get into that, I really should make a shout out and make sure I thank. We have a number of event sponsors that we have for today, for this weekend. I believe we have 11 different sponsors. Our title sponsor is my company, Paper, Plastic, Sports and Games. We are here in Shorewood, and our store has been open since 2017. And if you haven't stopped in, I highly recommend you do and come and check us out. As far as our other sponsors, I'd like to thank Dan Ford, Jeremiah Bly, Joe Tomasek, Ryan Harrell, Amy Laskowski, Interstate Batteries, Chris Zare, Ryan Cox, Simeon Brothers Creative, and Tyler Lawson. Thank you all for your event sponsorship. A lot of that went towards helping support the $750 of added cash that went into the overall purse. So this is a full B tier, so that means there's $750 of added cash spread across the MPO and MP50 divisions, and it'll be split evenly across those divisions. All right. So as far as the actual event is concerned, I'm trying to pull up my scorecard here. No, it's down here on the bottom. So there will be a course map distributed along with the scorecards. They will be put in baggies, and they will be then sent out to the course, or sent out with whoever, like I said, checks in first for a particular tee time. We are not going to distribute clipboards for this event because most people are doing live scoring now. So it was just, the clipboards were just getting broken and things like that. So there's at least something that you'll have with you to help navigate the course. It is 2 rounds of 21 holes. On Saturday for the upper divisions, you were playing longs for both divisions, and on Sunday you were playing shorts for both divisions. The 3 temp holes that we are adding after 18 will be flagged tomorrow. I'm heading out there tomorrow morning to make sure everything's flagged and ready to go. And it is there will be longs for each of the 3 temp holes as well. Couple of course changes for those that haven't played Shanahan in a while. First of all, when you first get off the highway, the normal entrance to the frontage road has changed from the construction. You need to proceed down to a stoplight and turn left, and then that will take you down to the frontage road to help you get to the course a little bit better. That has changed, and then on hole 2 might look a little bit different for those that haven't played in a little while. For hole 1, there will be spray painted lines denoting the out of bounds area for the creek water that runs through the middle, and they will be. I'll be out there in the morning marking this, and it will be. The pedestrian bridges on that waterway will be inbounds because that is on land. So everything will be marked though with the water. If the flags don't mark because the way the pedestrian bridge, I'm going to try my best to make sure it's all spray painted, but there might have to be a perpendicular line between the last 2 flags as far as what's painted that will denote the out of bounds there. So again, if you're surrounded by water or within the paint lines, you will be out of bounds. There is a creek that if you go really deep on hole 1, that is also out of bounds past that second pedestrian bridge. For hole 2, if you are walking past the for hole 2, sorry, all right, if you are walking past sorry, let me step back. For hole 2, if you're playing the longs, you're going to need to use the pedestrian bridge, walk around, because you're kind of shooting across the pond. And so just make sure you know where that tee pad is. So in the pond, you are out of bounds. The basket used to be on the right side of the creek water. That is no longer. It is currently on the left side. So it makes it out of bounds a lot easier to explain. You're pretty much in the water, or over to the right is now out of bounds. Again, that pond water is also out of bounds. So you don't have to worry. The bridge is also going to be considered out of bounds. So I'll at least make sure that that's marked. We're going to get paint lines out there as well, to make sure that you fully can understand where your out of bounds area is at. The hole 3, it hasn't rained out here since over the weekend, and so anything in that area should be pretty well drained. I haven't really heard anyone complaining about sogginess right now. So on hole 3, there should just be creek water to the left that's out of bounds. If there's any changes that I need to make to that tomorrow, I'll make sure to post it wherever I can to let people know. Hole 9 has changed. So hole 9, as far as the disc golf course is concerned, hasn't changed that much. But the properties to the right of, thanks for the comments. Yeah, hole 3 is nice and dry right now, which is fantastic to hear. So we shouldn't have to do anything special there. Hole 9, yeah, for those that remember, the last time we ran an event at Shanahan, we had to push back one of the weeks, or one of the days, to a different week because we had to take hole 3 out entirely because it was just completely underwater. Hole 6 had to be a tent basket, all kinds of stuff. So it's good to hear, because it's been a week and a half since I was out there. So it's good to hear everything is good. Hole 9 though. The property on hole 9, where there used to be a fenced-in area, is no longer there. So we are actually going to have an OB paint line. It's going to be on the far right side, so you have to throw pretty bad off the tee and go really deep into those tree areas to be out of bounds here. But the OB line is going to stretch the entire right length of hole 9, even past the basket. And now there's a lot less trees near the basket on 9. So if you throw deep, or you come in hot, you might bounce out of bounds down there. So be aware of that. We are going to have that painted and marked, so that way you don't have any surprises coming in from there. Hole 15 has just a small amount of water past the basket. It's kind of a gotcha if you go over that little hill where the basket is. I will paint that because it's really hard to determine what is and isn't out of bounds there. It's just a small, well, that sucks if you land in that area. Hole 16, if you're deep left, there's water over there. You'll be out of bounds there. All of this, again, is on the back of the scorecards that we hand out, so if you have any questions, you can refer to that. Hole 18 does have water deep. We'll try to spray paint a line. It might be a little bit tough for me to get down in there. We're going to try to get a line down for that, so that you know where that out of bounds starts at on 18 if you go deep. For 19, if you go way right, there's water. Hope that I don't know of many people who have wound up in that stuff, so that usually doesn't come into play, but it is called out on the scorecard that's out. More importantly, though, if you overshoot the basket, you're going to wind up in the tee area, or in the fairway area for hole 20. And hole 20 has an out-of-bounds line on the grass next to the gravel. So hole 19, if you go past that same painted line that is marking the hole 20 out of bounds, that is also an out of bounds line for hole 19. Any other paths are inbounds though for hole number 19. Just also be mindful sometimes if someone's teeing off on, or if you're on hole 20, make sure you're paying attention to people who might be doing their approach shots on 19. Also, for the divisions where distance is not your best friend, and you've got the noodle arm like me, um, if the on holes like 9, on hole, I gotta do that in my head here too, 14, and hole number 19, if there are if people are far enough ahead of you to help keep things moving, you can go ahead and tee off. Um, but just being mindful on hole 20 that there could be incoming discs from your left after you tee off as people are starting to approach the basket. Hole 20, like I said, there is a path. The tee line, the tee markers are on the path. Um, Everything in front of you on that gravel path is out of bounds until you go on the left side of the grass area. So you have to go on the left side of the gravel in order to be considered inbounds. So if your disc never um, crosses into the grassy area to the left on your tee shot, you're re-teeing with a penalty stroke if you wind up out of bounds there. Most people don't have this as an issue. You at least cross into the grassy area at some point during your flight path. But there will be a painted line of OB that is on or over to that marked paint line is out of bounds. The basket is up on a hill. Yeah, okay, so Jason, you had a question on hole 17. The long tee pad is the one on the left. I do need to I should make a little sign that we'll put out there to help so that people make sure that they play the correct tees. But the short tee is marked on the course map, so that will help. But the short tee is the tee pad to the right. The long tee pad is the one that's on the left. Okay, so Lumpy, you were asking if it was one round of 18 or a round of 9. No, it is 2 rounds of 21. So I don't know where you heard that information, but it is 2 rounds of 21. On Cody, the hole that I'm talking about is hole 20. It's the second temp hole. And the second temp hole is on essentially from the way the temp holes flow. If you haven't played it before, if you go from hole 18 up towards the pavilion, there will be tees that will shoot down. It's kind of straight west from those pavilions, and then that's hole 19. Hole 20 then plays up the hill. At the end of there's a gravel path down there, and then hole 21, you are coming down to a paved path that is on the far west side of the park. There is an additional parking lot over there if you're familiar with the course at all. That hole is, and then you start playing your way back along, retracing what hole 19 was. So as far as hole 21 is concerned, again, if you're on or over the paved path to the right, it is considered out of bounds. And then if you're in the pavilion, it is also out of bounds. The basket will be placed fairly close to the path, so be wary of that. And hopefully you can still shoot well. The 2-meter rule is never in effect on my tournaments because there's enough other stuff to screw with you. Any other water that we haven't mentioned is considered casual. So there's a couple other things that we need to make sure that we cover. But we're getting near the end. If you have any questions, something you don't think that you've heard an answer to, feel free to post it, and I'll see if I can get your questions answered. If there's any questions on rulings, play it provisionally, play it both ways. Take pictures if it will help as far as getting a ruling from me after the event or after the round is done. If you need an immediate answer, my phone number is going to be it's printed on the back of the course maps. I don't know if I'll always be able to answer because the call may not go through or something like that. But try your best. Play it provisionally. That's always your best option, and then come back in. So The ACE fund, if it, the way this will work, if we have not received a report of an ACE for that day, it will be paid out at the end of the day, and we will have a CTP hole set up near the tournament central. So as people come off the course for round 2, again, if there's no reports of an ace by this time, and we'll be able to watch the live scoring and things like that, we will have anyone that got in the ace fund will throw on that CTP hole. You do not have to stay. You'll just mark it with a flag, and then at the end of the day, we'll say who got the closest to it. If someone hits an ace and they were in the ace fund, at that point it becomes moot, and we no longer need to be throwing off on that CTP. But that's how it will be done, and that CTP flag will last until the final group has gone through, and if there were no aces, then the closest one will win the ace fund. I believe it's somewhere around, I don't remember the exact number, but it was between $300 and $400 for each of the 2 days. The 50-50 CTP will be on hole 18, and that will be all day. So you'll have 2 shots at it, and then it's the same. It's a single tee. It's a short hole. Everyone has a good shot at it. We will not be accepting more people to get into the ace fund or 50-50 at the course, because it would not make sense, especially because you could go, if someone already hit an ace and you hear about it, then all of a sudden you're like, well, I don't want to get in the ace fund anymore. And again, with the CTP, you might see that it's parked or something and decide you don't want to get in. So, okay, so you're asking about store credit part of your playback. Yes, so every AM is receiving a $15 gift card that you can spend in our store at any point in time. It does not have an expiration. Your payouts will be additional gift cards that you can, again, redeem at our store at any point in time. My wife, Sarah, will be here at the store ready to give you your winnings. You get to pick whatever you want as far as what we have for discs. Unfortunately, our disc selection is okay right now. It's really tough for us to get discs right now, so we're trying our best. Right now we're capped at, I believe we're only getting 100 discs from Discraft each month and 225 each month from Innova, so it's really, really tough to get discs. So if you need bags or other apparel, or if you just want to come in at a later time after you catch wind that we've restocked, feel free to come in then. Casey, as far as okay, so on holes where short or long are marked on the same spot on the map. So there are only 12 holes. Let me check the scorecard. I believe there's only 12 regular tees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 holes that have longs on the course. All 3 10th holes have longs. So out of your 21 holes, only Scott Dynamic is almost completely sold out. We carry a lot of that stuff. So, and they're also 3 weeks behind on getting orders shipped. So my order is in. I ordered everything they have in stock, and unfortunately, it's not going to arrive in time. But no, we carry 13 different brands of discs. We do have, I would probably say, about 1,500 discs in stock right now. So hopefully everyone will be able to find something. But feel free to check it out. So Casey, back to you. There are 13 holes that have longs, and the rest are just a single tee for shorts and longs. So you'll on the scorecard, if you're playing longs, in bold on your scorecard. I don't know if I have an easy way to bring this up. Let me check. Yeah. So you can see here, these here in bold, the ones in bold are the ones that represent which tees have a long tee, and that way you know where to look. Um, and then as far as for shorts, obviously everyone's just playing the shorts. All right, I think I've gotten out most everything that you need to know. 50/50s on hole 18. Again, that will be paid out via PayPal after the day is done. I will try to do all the payouts because all the pros are playing Saturday. I will try my best to get all that paid out Saturday night. I might be extremely exhausted, especially trying to get ready for Sunday to still go. But we'll try to do our best to get that paid out as quickly as possible. And again, one person from your group, just make sure you bring in your scorecards at the end of each round. We still want you to fill out the physical card just in case there's something wrong with the digital card. You do need to make sure that each player needs to review the digital scores that have been entered and then hit approve on those scores. And then you can invite all your friends to watch how you're doing on pdj.com/live. We will have the password to get in and everything on display at the course, and we'll let everyone know how to get into the live scoring there. Al, for the only hole that we are considering a par 4 from longs is hole 9. But realistically, par does not matter. It just matters what your overall score is. And shoot well, my friends. So is there anyone else that has any questions for me? Is there any other details that you'd like me to cover? Otherwise, we'll get things wrapped up here. I'll give it a couple seconds. It is cool. I see people watching this on YouTube, Twitch, and on Facebook, which is really cool. So not everyone is seeing all the different comments, but it's coming through here. So casual relief. I'm just seeing this on my other notes. I did mention that the water is casual. If you need to take casual relief, you get to go from the basket straight through your line and move straight back on that line of play. In order to take your next shot, you don't have to be standing in the water if it's casual water to take that next shot. We will have some water out on the course for you guys, and then we'll also have additional drinks for sale. All right. It looks like everyone seems to have the information they need. So all of you, good luck this weekend. Again, don't check in. Only check in no sooner than 30 minutes before your tee time. All we're going to do is just ask you your name. We're going to check it off on the leaderboard. If you're the first one for that tee time, we will hand you your scorecard for the group, and then we'll have you go get your shirt. And we have on, if you can't remember what shirt size you asked for, we have it marked down on everyone's leaderboard cards, and then you can go pick out which color you want. And most of them are black. I'm wearing a navy blue right now, and a lot of dark colors. But anyway, thank you all for joining us tonight. And yes, Dad, everything is considered par 3 on the shorts. Again, hole 9, I believe we're still can't remember if we're considering that one a par 3 or par 4. But again, what we care about is your total score for the event. John, on hole 20, you said it has to get to the grass, so on the right before path is out of bounds. So, yes, the gravel path is out of bounds immediately in front of the tee. However, the grass is maybe 20 feet in front of the gravel path. So it's only if you have a shot that goes hard right out of your hands that you aren't going to hit the grass at all. And then the gravel path let me see, try to do it this way. The gravel path curves like this, so realistically, if you just throw it straight, it'll land on the grass. So I've only heard of it once, I think once or twice, where someone has taken an OB because they never got it out to the grass. Thank you all for coming on out and checking this out. And again, then we'll post this and we'll have the tee times up very soon. Take care, everybody.